Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. All right, today I'm really excited to share with you my thoughts on this set that came out from the Criterion Collection during the month of July, during the recent 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. This is a set of Western films, 5 Western films directed by Budd Boetticher, all starring Randolph Scott, and they are called the Ranown Westerns. These are 5 films that came out between 1957 and 1960, and they're all really enjoyable films that I saw for the first time after picking up this set, and I really enjoyed them. They're all on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, and they come in this 6-disc set from the Criterion Collection. So you get 3 4K Ultra HD discs of the films. They're in Dolby Vision HDR, and you get 3 Blu-rays of the films and the special features. So the special features are on the Blu-rays in here. And this is a nice set from the Criterion Collection. I think if you're a Westerns fan, if you like that genre, this is the type of set that I think you're really going to enjoy going through. I enjoy going through these films. They all, from a runtime standpoint, they all run about the same time. They between 73 minutes and 79 minutes. So the average runtime for this set for each film was about 76 minutes. So it was the equivalent of a long episode of Bonanza, the type of thing you can just pop in the player and enjoy without taking up a ton of your time. So that's one thing I really appreciated about these films. They're all a breeze to go through. They all star Randolph Scott. He's playing different characters in each of these films. That's one of the things I really enjoyed. He was not playing the same character throughout each of these movies. He played a completely different character. So you got to see different types of Western characters in these films. And that's something I really, really dug about this versus if he just played the same, character throughout all these films. And the films that are included in this set are The Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station. Budd Boetticher was the director of these films, and they're called the Ranown. This whole name Ranown, where does that come from? That's essentially a play on Randolph Scott, the actor, and producer Harry Joe Brown. So they took the Rand from Randolph and the Own from Brown to make Ranown. That's where they came up with the name Ranown for the production company, and that's how they came up with it, in case you were wondering. You might not have been, but I anticipated you might be asking that. But it's a nice looking set, isn't it? It's spy number 1186 in the Criterion Collection, and I really enjoyed going through these films. Now let me speak a little bit about each of these films here. There's 5 films in this set, so let's go. The first film, if I look at the right paper, the first film is The Tall T. This is where the set starts off with. It's a gripping tale of survival and redemption. Randolph Scott plays Pat Brennan. He's a rancher who finds himself in the hands of ruthless outlaws after a stagecoach his riding is attacked. That's The Tall T. Then you go to Decision at Sundown, which also came out in 1957. Randolph Scott portrays Bart Allison. He's a man seeking vengeance or revenge for the death of his wife. And this is one that I really, really enjoyed this one. It's a really good one. And then you have Buchanan Rides Alone, 1958. This introduces us to Randolph Scott's Buchanan, who is a drifter whose chance encounter with a crime-ridden border town thrusts him into a web of deceit and treachery. And then you have the fourth film, Ride Lonesome, which takes us on a thrilling ride through the desolate landscapes of the Old West. Randolph Scott stars as a bounty hunter, Ben Brigade, determined to bring a notorious outlaw to justice. And then the last film, Comanche Station, might be one of my favorites in this set. In this case, he being Randolph Scott, is playing Jefferson Cody, who is a man who rescues a woman from a group of Comanches in order to deliver her back or bring her back to her husband, which was a really, really good film. That's Comanche Station, which came out in 1960. But all 5 of these films I found to be very enjoyable, and it was my first time watching all of them, and I was very happy to see them. And I'm actually looking forward to going through them again. They're all excellent films, and I really want to hear in the comments section, for those of you who have seen these movies, if you are familiar with these Westerns from Budd Boetticher starring Randolph Scott, if you're familiar with them, what are your favorites of these 5 films, and what other films from Budd Boetticher or Randolph Scott are some of your favorites? Let me know that in the comment section below. I'm a newbie to Boetticher and Scott, so I was very happy to get introduced to them through this set. Now, let me talk a little bit about how this set looks on 4K Ultra HD, these films. In short, all 5 of these films presented on 4K Ultra HD in Dolby Vision look wonderful. I mean, they all look absolutely beautiful on 4K Ultra HD. It really brings that Western landscape to life. And I was very blown away by some of the scenes, how nice some of the scenes look. So you get some variation in the quality on each of these films. You do have a number of shots that are coming in a bit soft, so not exactly detailed or sharp. And that's just a function of either the focusing or a function of the quality of the element at that particular juncture or what have you that they were working with. But overall, the presentation looks very nice on this disc. The close-ups, the detail, the definition, the contrast levels are very nice. I did like how these films looked even in the night scenes, where you can make out some nice detail even in those night scenes with the characters and the objects within the scene. You can really make out the detail even in the shadows. Just that whole contrast of seeing here's the character, here's the objects in the scene. It's a night scene, but you can make things out really, really nice. It didn't, I didn't get the sense that things are being crushed in those scenes. It was a very, very beautifully rendered scene with this 4K picture. So I was very happy with how these films looked on the 4K format in terms of the sharpness, the detail, the definition levels, the contrast. The Dolby Vision did a nice job of bringing out the colors, and overall, very nice looking picture. You do get some soft scenes, particularly on the openings of each of these movies, and throughout the runtime, you'll see some scenes that are coming in, less than sharp, but overall, I thought the presentations of these films looked, quite frankly, stunning in some spots on 4K Ultra HD. So I was very pleased with how these films looked on the format. And I think if you are a fan of these films, you're going to be blown away at how nice these films look on this 4K format. I did not have a chance to watch these on the Blu-ray format. I can imagine that you're going to get a little bit of step down because of going from 4K to 1080p, so you're not going to get as much detail. You don't get the benefit of that Dolby Vision HDR. But I have the feeling that it's still going to be a very nice image even on Blu-ray. One thing I was pleased with in reading through the stapled book in here is that all of these are based on 4K scans of the original camera negative, which I think is always a plus to see. So I was very happy to see that. You'll be blown away by the level of detail that you'll see in some of these images. I thought the nighttime scenes were very effective. But, for example, Comanche Station, a lot of the scenes take place at night, and you can make out the detail of the characters even in those scenes in a way that I know you wouldn't be able to see on prior home video releases, or even on, when these films were originally broadcast. I can't imagine them looking as nice as they look on this 4K Ultra HD disc. So was very impressed with how these scenes looked in those night scenes. So high marks across the board with the visuals of the Ranown Westerns. The audio is all based on uncompressed monaural soundtracks, so no complaints in the audio. I could hear what the characters were saying across the board, so I had no complaints in the audio. I thought it was very effective. And let's take a look on the inside of this set. Of course, when you open it up, check that out. Let's go ahead and pull this out. You see some of the art there. When you open it up, you do have this stapled book that I'll get to in just a second, booklet. But check out, you get 6 discs in this set. Of course, I have the tall T 4K disc in the player there. But check out this set, folks. Isn't that nice? Very, very nice. This is the stapled booklet. It lists the films in the back, which is nice. But check out some Randolph Scott here. But yeah, I like the way this booklet is laid out. You can see it opens up to the Ranown Westerns. You have a section for all the films. So you have the films starting with the tall T here, which I have in the player, going all the way to Comanche Station there at the end. Then you have a couple sections with the essays, which I think is cool. Some Things a Man Can't Ride Around, which is by Tom Gunning. Nice pictures throughout. Of course, these are black and white photos. All of these Westerns come in color. And they look fantastic. I mean, they look great. The Outlaw Variations. This is from Glenn Kenny. And then you read about the Masters. And this is where you read about the 4K restorations, working with the original camera negatives, which is great. And you can definitely see the results in how these films look in 4K Ultra HD. I was very happy with that. Now, as far as the special features, the supplements package is not an incredibly robust set of supplements, but you do get commentaries on here. We get 3 audio commentaries. You get introductions by Martin Scorsese and Taylor Hackford to each of the films. We do get a new program on here that I recommend checking out from Farron Smith Neame on actor Randolph Scott. So you get to learn a little bit more about Randolph Scott from Farron Smith Neame, and also some nice interviews, archival interviews with Budd Boetticher, the director. So you get to learn more about Budd Boetticher, the director, which I think is great. You do get a program on, you get an audio conversation with Budd Boetticher and film scholar Jim Kitses. And then you also get a Super 8 home movie version of Comanche Station, which I think is nice. Trailers and the essays and the staple booklet here. So overall, you get a decent package of supplements that help you better understand Randolph Scott, Budd Boetticher, learn a little bit more about these films and how they came together, and just the whole Ranown Western thing. So I definitely recommend going through those supplements. But overall, my recommendation for this set is for anyone who enjoys Westerns. If you are a fan of the Western genre, you're going to enjoy the Ranown Westerns by Budd Boetticher starring Randolph Scott. I enjoy going through all 5 of these films. I happen to like Westerns quite a bit. These are not, don't expect these Westerns to be like Unforgiven level Westerns. These are more like Bonanza TV series style Westerns. So just sort of keep your expectations in check there. But they all come in around 73 to 79 minutes. You can watch them in a fairly short running time without taking up a ton of your time. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it from that, from that perspective, as well as seeing Randolph Scott playing different characters in each of these 5 films. I thought that was very, very nice. And I found them all easily digestible, and I can definitely recommend it if you like the Western genre. If you're not a Western person, don't pick up this set. But if you do like Westerns, definitely consider checking out the Ranown Westerns, the Criterion Collection set of 5 films from Budd Boetticher, directed by Randolph Scott. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Ranown Western set. Let me know in the comments section below. Are you a fan of these films? Are you a fan of director Budd Boetticher? Are you a fan of Randolph Scott? If so, let me know what your favorites are from that director and from this actor. And let me know what some of your favorite Westerns are in general. Let me know all that in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.